Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this epoxy resin heart tray. And I'm mixing up a two-part epoxy resin from Craft Resin, and I'm using a heart mold from Dollar Tree. So my resin is a part A and a part B, and you mix them in equal parts by volume. And I'm just going to pour some around the sides of my mold here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, do not do this. I don't have resin in all of my mold, and you'll see at the end of this video that I ruined my mold by doing that. Now I have these little itty bitty shells, and this came on a lei that was given to me at a local church when we were there for the first time. And it has a lot of shells on it, so I took it apart and decided to use the shells around the edges of this heart mold. And I'm just taking my little stick there and spreading out the shells, making sure they go down the sides of the mold. I really got a little too much in there, and the thing of it was I couldn't really take it out because they were in the resin. So I had to leave them. I mean, I could have taken them out, I guess, and thrown them away, but I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to use them. I'm going to use all of them that I put in there. It's just more than more than what I really wanted to use. But it turns out okay. It's not too bad. So I'm just spreading them out evenly around the edges, and then I want some for the center. It does take me a little bit of time to do this because I do want it to look pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is mix up a little bit of white resin with my resin paste. Now this is some homemade resin paste that I made. I made it with some, let me see, what was it? It was some old jewelry resin that had already turned yellow. And this was the hardener. And I just mixed the hardener with some white mica powder. So I'm putting a little bit of it in this resin here so that I can use it. I want to try to make a flower. A blooming flower. Or a flower bloom, whatever they call it. And this is my clear resin that I'd already mixed up earlier, you know, that I had poured around the edges. So I'm just going to fill up my mold there. And these are resin pigments. Oh, and I'm going to pop the bubbles with my torch there. And this is a dark green. And I just put down 5 drops of it. Well, 6. Okay, one slipped out. This is a lighter green, which is peridot. I mean, I was born in August. That's my birthstone, peridot. So I still don't know if it's called peridot or peridot. And this is a dark blue. It's called lapis something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's a dark blue. And yeah, the other one was peridot. And then the dark green, some other word I can't pronounce. And then this is actually for candles, but it came in my resin pigments. But it seems to be the same anyway, so I just use it. I put 5 drops of it in there, 4 drops of the blue, and 4 drops of the light green. Use my torch to get some bubbles out, and then I use my tool there to swirl the colors around. Then I decide to go the other way and swirl them. And then I'm going to take my the white there, and I'm going to start just going in a spiral. Now, I don't know what went wrong. I think maybe it wasn't, I did it too thinly or something. That's what I figure. I don't know. I have a hard time making blooms. I should probably just quit. Every time I think I'm going to make one and I think I'm following all the steps I'm supposed to be following, it doesn't turn out. But then other people do it and they don't even have to try and they make them. And I'm a little bit jealous. Some people, I mean, they barely try to do it and I'm thinking that's not going to turn out, and it turns out great. And then I try it and it's like, oh man, I don't even know why you're trying. But anyway, I continue on. I want to say the white, I probably didn't make it wide enough. It was too thin. That's all I can guess. I really don't know. Because I did let my resin sit for about 15 minutes before I poured all of it in the mold. So it should have thickened up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my tool again and I'm going from outside edges to the inside, to the middle part of my heart there. Just doing it wherever I think it should go. At this point, I thought it would turn out okay. But unfortunately, it didn't. I still like it. I'm just sad it wasn't a bloom. And then I swirl the middle a little bit. Then I use my torch again, popping the bubbles. And this is later on the same day. So like hours and hours later. So I'm going to try to take it out of the mold. And then when I started taking that upper part off, I was like, wow, that still looks sticky. So I'm like, I don't think I should pull that off. It doesn't, maybe I should have went ahead and pulled it off, but I didn't. I put it back in the mold. And then I waited until the next day. And this is the next day. And yeah, it stuck to the mold there at the top. And I didn't really understand what happened, but now I know, you know, when I looked at the video when I was editing it, I realized it's because I torched the mold when there was no resin in that area. So my mold stuck to my resin because I had damaged the mold. So don't do that. Make sure you have at least a layer of resin in your mold before you torch it. So I actually have to take my X-Acto knife and cut the mold off of my resin piece, because I couldn't pull it off. I pulled off the one side where it was just a little bit, but this was a bigger patch. And yeah, it just would not pull off, so I had to cut it off. Of course, I ruined my mold. The good thing is it was $1.25 from the Dollar Tree. I was able to go back to the Dollar Tree today and get another mold. They had 2 of them there. So I did get another one. But there, you can see the mold. I ruined it. Then you can see my piece. It has a piece of the mold, well, 2 pieces of the mold on it. And there it is. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make this work. It's going to work. I'm going to do this. So I just take my X-Acto knife and I get that mold piece off of that side of my resin. See, I'm just showing you right there where it is. Yep, it's ruined. Can't use that one again. So I cut that piece off, and now I'm going to cut this other piece off, but it didn't come off as easily. But as you see, I am getting it off. Trying to figure out where to turn it so I can get the rest of it off. So I just keep working at it with my X-Acto knife and, you know, just peeling up that mold off of my tray there. I did speed this up. So yeah, you can see I'm getting it off with the X-Acto knife. But I wanted to make sure that I got every speck of it off because I want to put another layer of resin on top of this to fix it. So now I got as much off as I could with my X-Acto knife, and now I'm going to take my fingernail file and try to sand off the rest of it. And I did get it all off. It did take a little bit of time, but you know, I persevered and got it all off, and then I washed it off and dried it real good before I put this layer of resin on. And then I decided to put some like clear glitter in there with it, make it sparkle a little bit. So I'm just going to mix that up real good. So I just pour it in the center of my heart there. I didn't use all of it. I used probably about half of it. And then I'm just going to tilt it and have it run in the bottom and the top of the tray. And you don't really see the glitter too much. It's just like clear. It almost looks like sugar on something or salt on something. So again, I'm going to use my torch and get out any bubbles there might be. And I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. But I'm going to let you see it first before I do that. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like a bloom, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't mind it. So here it is later on in that day that I put this last coat of resin on it. And it's all dry. Not totally cured, but it is dry. And that's it. So it took care of, you know, my mistake. Again, do not use a torch on your molds if you don't have resin all over the mold. So I'm just showing you the edges where the little shells are. I thought they turned out pretty good in this mold. So yeah, it was just an old lei that I had made out of shells, and I just took it apart, and I still have about, I don't know, a third of it left, so I can use it in another project. But there's my heart tray. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. So here's a picture of it. Still, like I said, I think it turned out pretty good. Not what I wanted, but I still like it. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, and I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you guys later.